So here we are yet again with a new video. I got a new sketchbook, and today I'm gonna decorate it for all of you, together with Arrtx, who are kindly the sponsors of this video. If you stay to the end, I will also give information on a giveaway for a Arrtx brush acrylic marker set A and B that they have so kindly let me host for this video. So I start sketchbooks very differently every single time. This time I want to decorate it with stickers, and trust me, I tried to cut this portion down out of the video as much as I possibly could, but there was like almost an hour and a half of me just messing around with the stickers, trying to find placement before I actually put them down. So there is, like, I cut down a majority of it, so it's only probably like maybe 6 or so. I haven't counted how many minutes are actually me placing down stickers, but aside from that, there's like an hour more footage of me just placing them down without taking the like sticky backs off, and then putting them down, and then like switching around the placement, trying to figure out where I want to place things. So I spared you all from the fate of having to look at that for ages. I had to speed this video up quite a bit, but hey, it worked, didn't it? So yeah, just decorating it to make it look a bit nicer, putting all the things that I enjoy. There were some stickers that I want to put on, but I didn't know how to make it work. And then by the end of it, I have actually changed some of the placements of stickers around as well. So the final thing that you see now in the beginning of the video isn't what the actual sketchbook looks like anymore, but that's just because I'm indecisive and can't settle sometimes. But hey, that's just how it is. I put a lot of the stuff that I enjoy on the cover, so I want to do the same on the inside, like, entry page in a way, just doing some stuff that I enjoy. So the first thing that you see me drawing here is the symbol for my universe, the Valorverse, which is where like all of my OCs and stories take place in. It's a giant, just multiverse of everything you can imagine, from sci-fi to science fiction and all that kind of stuff, just mashed into an eternal timeline of a universe, this surrounding multiverse, and all that kind of stuff, because I kind of just want everything to be connected. At some point, I do want to make, like, a video about how the Valorverse works in some degree, or, like, my OCs from it, which is all of them, to be fair, but you know what I mean. I also hope one day to make a website where you can, like, read about all of the stories, all the characters, and stuff like that. So even maybe characters that I don't write stories for, that I still have as, like, little fun things, you can still, like, get to know their lore to some degree. But yeah, I just wanted to put the symbol here. I mainly have it in, like, my story planning notebook, but I thought it would be fun to place it in the sketchbook as well. It's supposed to look like kind of a star exploding and like a black hole forming. I really like space and that kind of stuff, aside from like all fantasy things. If you know me, you know that. But I wanted the vibe of something a bit more sci-fi and fantasy-esque all in once. And then, of course, because it's me, I'm doing a dragon. So that's the main thing that I'm doing with the Arrtx markers. What Arrtx wanted me to talk about was actually comparing the two sets. They sent me both the A and B set, so I could look at them side by side and compare them for you all. And I've done a video before on the B set, and I have used both sets in the drawings on this page, aside from the symbol, of course. But I wanted to use them in tandem, because the B set, which is what they call like their anime and manga set, has a lot more light colors. It's a bit more, not fully pastel, like there are some pastels that are like traditional pastels, but not all of them are. There are some of them that are more saturated, of course. But the B set is on the lighter side, whereas the A set has a lot of the darker colors. So when I used the B set, I could feel like there were some colors that were to some degree lacking, at least for me. Like I would have wanted to be able to put more variations into the drawings in my previous video that I couldn't. But together with the A set, I was actually able to do that. I will show you an image here on the screen very soon of the 2 sets next to each other, the swatch sheet that I made. A lot of them are duplicates, so you can see a lot of the same colors in both sets. So even if you pick one or the other, you can still probably find colors that you really, really like. The main difference is that the A set has some metallic colors and some fluorescent ones. I did try a UV light on the fluorescent colors at one point, and unfortunately, or it's kind of predictable, but the purple and blue of the fluorescent colors don't glow under UV, so they're not like fully fluorescent, but the other ones do, and they're very bright. It almost hurts your eyes, like when you shine the light on it. And funnily enough, there are some of the normal colors that actually shine under UV as well. And that's just kind of fun. I like hiding little UV things in my drawings anyways, whether it's with colors. I also have one of those, like, you know when you were a kid and you can buy those spy pens? So you like you shined a light on like something you wrote and it was invisible normally, and then when you put a UV light to it, you could see what it says. I have one of those pens in my pencil case all the time, and a little UV light, so I can hide little messages and doodles in my sketchbook that like I want to make but maybe don't want everyone to see. Or if I need to write something down that's more personal, or like a reminder that has something that could possibly dox me, you know, that kind of stuff. Writing it in the spy pen just lets me know I know it's there, but not everyone can see it. So being able to hide those things, both also now with the coloring with the light, with the markers that do shine, you can kind of mix them into some other ones to create little messages and stuff, and I think that's kind of fun. I forgot to use any of the fluorescent colors on the dragon, like on the final drawing. I did use some of the metallics for the spear that you can see is going through the dragon. I also, like, this specific dragon that I drew is technically a character of mine. And he's got some funky horns. You can only see one of the horns in the drawing because his head is turned sideways, but like he's got some really cool features that I really like. I drew him a lot in my previous sketchbook, which will have a sketchbook tour pretty soon, I think. I hope. I'm gonna see if I can film it fairly soon, but once I do, you will be able to see what I'm talking about. And I wanted to draw him mostly because, like, I like his design and I think it's very cool. He's supposed to be kind of tiger-like in his anatomy. It's easier to see when, like, you see him from the side. Like, when he's not, you know, flopping around with a big spear through him. But generally, he has a more tiger-like body, and because this sketchbook has, like, a tiger theme to it, I thought he would be fitting. The imagery of, like, the spear through the dragon, not only— oh, here you can see the markers. I forgot I showed those. Yeah, there you can see the marker sets. I genuinely forgot I put that clip in there. But yeah, I swatched the colors that I want to use for the dragon as well, just so, yeah. But, the imagery of the spear going through the dragon is kind of a play on a logo that I made for a card and board game that I'm kind of developing. And that logo, it has a sword going through a dragon, not a spear, but I kind of wanted to do a nod to it, in a way, and that's why I did the spear and then the specific dragon, because it's similar but not the exact same, you know? So I just thought that would look pretty cool. And yeah, the coloring with these markers, as I said, I'm using a mix of the colors. At first, I thought that, like, the grays weren't neutral enough. A lot of them lean more towards feeling blue. You have a lot more cool grays than you do warm, but as I was drawing, I kind of gained more confidence in how I wanted to use the markers, and that confidence let me play around with the colors a lot more and be willing to use both the gray colors that are, like, branded quote-unquote as gray, but also blues and purples too, because you really work more with not a pop art style, but, like, you have to be more more, if I say graphic, if you get it. So they felt blue at the beginning, but then when you look at the final drawing, they actually feel gray. So it doesn't feel like I've made a blue dragon. It feels like I've made, you know, a black dragon that where the light shines is gray and like a little bit of a purple shine. It does give it more of a dragony feel. I genuinely like when dragons have more variations in their scales. Maybe it's iridescent or colors. When you have a black dragon, putting blues and purples into those black scales really help it feel more dragony than just like a solid neutral gray without any color shifts whatsoever. And I do use that a lot when drawing characters as well that have black hair. I tend to shift that black towards some kind of color for the vibe of the character anyways. And I feel like my coloring benefited from using the markers because I experimented a lot more with what colors I used and how I used them, and not being afraid of putting larger fields of the color and not just like little details that shown that color. It was actually just like, no, this is a cool tone or a warm tone. And it personally helped me a lot, and I really found myself enjoying the markers. The last time when I used the previous set, I also really enjoyed them, so it's not really surprising that I ended up enjoying using both of them at the same time. Both sets they're good in their own ways. Like they have their own merit, I guess. It really depends on like the coloring you want to do. I think maybe the A set has more variation with more light and dark colors than the B set. The B set, all the colors are very close together in their hue and like in the what's it called, like how colorful they are, I guess. So it's harder sometimes to get the tonal shifts that don't just blend into each other, because you can definitely get tonal shifts. It's just that it's more subtle. But in the A set, on the opposite side, you get really harsh color shifts and really harsh changes between each color, so you can't get as smooth of a gradient. So if you want to do more gradient type stuff, maybe the B set works better for you, but if you want to do more graphic stuff, then the A set will give you a bigger chance to really have changes between lighter colors and then more saturated darker colors. Ideally for me, I thought it was more fun to actually use them together, as I've been doing, utilizing the benefits of both sets, being able to get both the smoother, more subtle shifts in color, but then also the more harsh ones. And then the sets together kind of bridge those gaps. So in the A set, for an example, you have 30, 32, and 35. But in the B set, you have 31, 33, and 34. So and then like both sets do have the 30, both sets have 28. All the colors are numbered as well, just saying. But the colors that you're kind of lacking in one set to bridge those gaps appear in the other one, which is what makes them so fun to use together. I tried to film as much as possible of this in daylight, but then as I was coloring, eventually nighttime did come, and you can see that here, that the screen kind of progressively gets darker, I guess, because it was turning dark. You know, it's August, it's late summer, and I know that I could have waited a day and like finished the coloring the next day, but I had really gotten into the groove of coloring, and I was really in that vibe and in that moment that I just wanted to finish it as well. So unfortunately, that does mean that the latter part of coloring this dragon does look a bit weird, but you can still see the colors, you can still see it well, I think, and you will see at the end of the video as well, the actual, like, finished colors in daylight, because I filmed the last bit of it the day after, basically, which was today. I did the coloring yesterday, the day of recording, and I finished, like, the spread and doing this voiceover the day after. At some point as well, because I was supposed to film, and then me and my dad ended up going to the seaside, I guess. It's kind of like cliffs and then the sea. But we ended up going there for a big part of the day. And I brought my tripod so that I could film outside and do, like, the sketching, maybe, you know, in nature, and have that be, like, a little funny part. And then as soon as we got there and I brought my sketchbook, I'd, like, filmed a section of us going there so that I could have a fun little, you know, video part of us, like, traveling somewhere, and then, you know, all that funny video, make it interesting stuff. And then my tripod broke. One of the legs completely snapped off. It is gone from this world. It said, "I don't want to do this anymore, Leon. Bye-bye." And I said, "Why are you like this?" So, unfortunately, none of that happened. I ended up doing all the sketching as you saw on my desk, and by my desk. And that's also why it, like, managed to become dark before I actually finished, like, the coloring and the video part. Because I couldn't do the filming that I wanted outside, and I lost a big part of the day of what I wanted to do sketching. I know that I could have sketched out there anyways, but I wanted to show you guys the sketching section as well, because I thought that would be, like, fun to watch, maybe. I don't know how many of you, like, stay for both the coloring and the sketching, or, like, which part people find the most fun. I guess, like, comment if you wanna. Which portion you enjoy the most, sketching and, you know, concepting, or the coloring and getting it all pretty, I guess. It can be pretty well sketching as well, but, like, mostly people tend to, like, think coloring is prettier. I don't know, I've watched a lot of speed paints in my day, so I'm just used to watching the entire process, which is also why I like posting speed paints with the entire process. Because you get to see everything that I went through. I did a lot of sketching in my old sketchbook beforehand. You will see all of those sketches in the upcoming sketchbook tour, so don't you worry. I'm not showing them in this video, but you will see them. Engagement. Because there was a lot of concepting for a lot of this stuff. With my old sketchbook, I'd given up on it, and then out of spite and, like, being scared, I guess, to start this one, I ended up just, like, doodling in it and mostly doing concept work, which did end up having me use the sketchbook as a sketchbook and not trying to make everything look pretty. So, like, it was good in the long run, but and it also let me, you know, concept out the drawings for this beforehand, so I didn't go in completely blind, even though that could be fun as well. Maybe in the next start sketchbook thing I'll do that. I forget to film. I think about filming videos of me, like, starting sketchbooks all the time, and then I always forget to do it, and then I just have a sketchbook. And then I also forget to film videos. I need to get better at that. It's just that I don't know what to make videos of. If you have any suggestions, I would enjoy that in the comments. But yeah, this is kind of like the home stretch. You see that, like, the lighting in the video has gotten, like, warmer and warmer. That's because eventually it was just my overhead lamp or like my ceiling lamp and my desk lamp lighting up my room and the filming. The flickering that you can see is from my computer, because me and my friends were watching Smiling Friends on Discord. So we were watching that and, like, funny YouTube videos, and you can kind of see it flashing. That's why I'm doing a voiceover, and I didn't talk, like, during the actual video. Partially, like, when I started filming as well. I did start filming, like, a whole thing with, like, me opening up the markers, and then I realized that, like, my face was reflecting in the plastic wrap, so I removed that portion, and then I kind of went nonverbal, and I didn't feel like talking, so that's also why the this is what it is. Because I just didn't want to talk while I was filming, I guess. It's kind of easier to just do a voiceover, because now I find myself ranting a lot because I'm not totally sure what to talk about except for, you know, this kind of stuff. But hey, most people are here for the chaos when it comes to my videos. I've noticed that on TikTok and on YouTube to some degree, so if you like the ranting, once again, comment, I guess. I'm not just saying that for engagement's sake, it's just, I don't know what kind of format that you guys would enjoy. So, what kind of videos you want, what kind of structure with, like, voiceover or me talking as I'm drawing, like, just hit me up. No, comment is what I meant to say. But hey, I used a lot of my favorite colors in this drawing as well, just gonna put that out there. My favorite color is orange, which maybe you could notice because the sketchbook is orange and my previous sketchbook was also orange, but I also really enjoy purple. I enjoy orange and purple together, hence why I chose to do the dragon, like, a majority of it purple. There's a little bit of orange that I'm putting in here, and then, like, in the eye as well. But then since the sketchbook itself, like, the cover, like, the inner paper was also orange, I decided to, like, hey, gonna use the orange a little bit and, like, use the purple for the most part, because then I get both colors, baby! But yeah, I thought it would be a nice little contrast, and I do like it. I do think, like, maybe I should have put more orange somewhere on the dragon, but I had no clue where. So the orange spines do look a bit weird, but I do also imagine him having, like, a hole in his chest that is kind of, like, pulsating, glowing orange with energy. But you can't really see that because you see him from, like, above and not from the side. I mean, his legs are kind of to the side, but, like, most of his body is from above. So it's hard to show all of those little details. But, yeah. So, if you've made it this far into the video, it is also time for me to talk about the giveaway. So that is the little treat for all of you that stayed this long. I got some rules from Arrtx, and then I will have a little one of myself. So the rules I will show up on screen, but they are as follows. Those of you that want to join need to follow Arrtx's account on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And you have to be from they can only ship to the US, Canada, UK, the EU, Japan, Australia, and main Southeast Asian countries. This is what they sent me in our messages, so yeah. And then Arrtx is in charge of shipping to the winner. So whoever wins will be contacted by Arrtx. I won't be the one to send you the stuff, that will be Arrtx. But here comes my portion of the giveaway for all of you lovely people that are here watching me rant. I chose to do a little art competition. Yeah, we're gonna do a little art thing. So you can send entries to me on Instagram, TikTok. Just tag me in the video. Any of those two work the best. I think I'm not very active on Twitter, so it's either TikTok or Instagram where we'll see it. And I want you to draw a dragon. That's it. I, together with a little panel of judges, aka my friends, we'll be looking over your entries, and we will be looking over our favorite, and whoever has our favorite and has followed the previous rules set by Arrtx will have the chance to win a 60 set A or 60 set B. So it is one person will receive one or the other. Alright? So we will have 2 winners in total, one for the A set, one for the B set. The the number 1 winner will get to choose between the A and B, and the number 2 winner will get either the A or B, whichever one wasn't picked by number 1, basically. I will probably do maybe like a little live stream on TikTok or a video on TikTok showing off all of your entries, so I will share them and tag every single person that enters so that more people can see your lovely art and we can look at all of them together, because I think that would be a lot of fun and it would be really great. So yeah, I hope that a lot of you join in, or at least some of you, enough so that we can give away some art supplies. Don't worry, I don't think you're gonna have to pay for shipping. I'm not sure. Arrtx is going to be the ones to decide that. I will contact Arrtx about who the winner is, and then they will tag you. So when you also submit, tag me, but also tag Arrtx in case. Make sure that you are following their rules so that you actually have a chance to enter. We will double check everything by the time that the giveaway like completes and by the time we pick a winner. We're gonna try to pick a winner within maybe a few weeks. I haven't fully decided. I will make a post about it once that has come to light. I will also talk to Arrtx about it. Yeah. That's it. All the information will be on the description, where you can find Arrtx's accounts. You will find all of my other social media in the description as well. So everything there will be for you available. There will also probably be some discount codes for buying the supplies for those of you who aren't able to join the giveaway or don't want to. Whichever is, there will be discount codes to be able to get some of the stuff cheaper as well, provided from Arrtx. Because they are great like that and offered to share those with me so that you guys will actually be able to benefit. But yeah, I want to thank Arrtx a lot. It's been great having a chance to work with them twice. I really enjoy the markers. Here you can say it's daytime again. But yeah, I love these markers. I think they're great. The only thing that is like my pet peeve, I guess, is that the brush tip can get a little bit like, you know, as you're using brush tip of any markers, they will always get a bit pressed down, a bit smushy. You won't be able to get as fine details anymore. But despite that, you can, since they're opaque, you can cover up the parts that you want to have thinner and get really cool effects that way. So it doesn't really bother me that much. It's just like a tiny thing. But I use brush markers when I color with any marker generally, so it's not really something you can avoid, and I don't really mind it at the end of the day. So yeah, that was this video. The markers, the drawing, everything. This is gonna be the start of this new sketchbook. I hope that this one will go better than some previous ones because I struggle with that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever time it is. I hope you have a good time.